And here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome, everybody. I see you there, Jean. How
Yeah.
are you? Well, welcome once again to our show. And we're all really happy to have you all here in the chat, too. And I want to introduce our wonderful panel again. We have Wisdom Seeker Joan, who now has her own channel. And we have Spirit Whisperer Mark, who has his own channel. And we have Terri Suzuki, who has her own channel. And we have Thayer Hutchinson, who is a channel of art. That's what she is.
I'm working on my channel.
You're working on your
So
channel.
I'm
There
working
you
on
go.
it. Yeah.
That's great. There's a lot of people that are telling me that they're doing that. Like
Yeah.
Purple Elephant Deb says she's working on a channel. And so there's a lot of people that will be up and running probably really soon. And I'm really excited about that for everybody. So, yeah. So let's see who do we need? Hi, Craig and Sharon and Juno and Terry Ortega,
Yeah.
Deb and Nancy,
Oh,
Sue
yeah.
and Sue Ann. Wow, a lot of people here. Um, and Jean, of course, and Carolyn. And who else is here? I don't want to miss anybody. All right. Very good. Well, welcome, and thank you for being in the chat. And hi, Ron, and all of my moderators as well. Yeah. So Mark is sharing his seat with one of his dogs.
That's right. Well, let's see, I always turn. Well,
Other
you
way.
can't see because my stupid name thing's on there. But she's right here, and now one of my cats is trying to get up here, and they usually don't. But she's running all over my legs today for some reason.
Yep.
Mary,
they all love, if they're in the area, they all love to be on screen. They really do. So
they like the energy.
I think you're right. So let's talk just a little bit about what's coming up for all of you. Joan? You've only got a couple more days of free readings, right?
Yeah. I'm wrapping those up and taking next week off, and then we'll be diving into more readings. I'm using a different booking platform the first week of May. So that's been
wonderful.
fun.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And Mark, you have Saturday.
Saturday with Pan, and we take, I channel his energy, and we take questions about anything on Saturday. And then on Mondays, I work with Debbie from Freebird Spirit, and we only do animal stuff.
Right.
So those two
Plus
regular.
You're doing readings and so on. Readings for.
Yeah, I do private readings, and they're different than this kind of thing. It's so different as a channel, and I work with different guys, but Pan is the one that does this mostly. And like he keeps saying, oh, no, we can do this. And I'm going, are you sure? Because it's very woo, because he has to jump in and out, or it's like he's standing here and I have to do a lot more relaying. When in a private reading, he's more full body and he's just doing the reading. And this, it's like that.
It's not so that you have to do the do-si-do, sort of the do-si-do. Yeah. When you're doing it. And actually, I've talked to a lot of people, and they say that they are all amazed how quickly you can all connect on this show. So you all are very, very amazing people that can do that. In a not a split second, but seemingly very quickly. So, Terry, what's going on with you?
Oh my goodness! So I have a live show every day for the next 5 days.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow I'm on my own show with Jean and Teri Lee. And then Saturday I'm on with Jean and Ron, Unconditional Love.
Okay.
Sunday, I can't quite remember what I'm doing on Sunday. Monday, though, I'm with Joan and Jean. So, yeah, they're all about 2:30. I think Joan and Jean are at 1. But
okay. All right. So it's Kigaru Spiritual Journeys. Sometimes you're on your own channel, and sometimes you're on one of their channels with them.
Right.
So that's awesome. And Thayer, you are. What's this class you're taking? Do you want to talk about?
I'm taking a Tony Stockwell. He's he's from the Arthur Finley College. And he has this is an online psychic class.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
I'm still doing paintings. I can now do them with your name. I would like a picture, but I can do physical painting or digital paintings.
Ooh.
And, so yeah, because I'm getting good enough where if I see the name, I can get the energy.
Sure.
But of course, the picture is a lot more informative.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, which is fun.
And you're building your website so that eventually you'll get,
well,
I mean, your channel. That's what I mean. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
your
when I
channel.
lie in bed and I dream about it, I'm building it. But yeah, I've got
That's all right. You're a visual person, so you're
visual
getting
person.
it together. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm getting help, and I now I'm in the mountains every day. I go up into the mountains. I love it up there.
Yeah.
And I go,
Good for
well,
you.
I should probably get my YouTube thing together, but then I'm seem to be up there in the woods.
It's okay. It's almost like at this point we've waited so long for it to start getting warmer.
Yeah.
And I just know there's still not a lot of places that are warmer yet, but it's like we want to be outside and we want to be doing some stuff out there. So it's understandable.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm getting messages about what I should do.
Okay.
So I've got to manifest it in the 3D world.
Well, wonderful.
But send me a name, a photograph, do digital or physical, ThayerBoo2@gmail.com.
Okay. Very good.
No.
That's such a cool way to, work with spirit and to channel spirit. I think it's just so neat, Thayer. It's really an exciting kind of unique way to do it. And plus, well, I personally love color but I just think it's so cool,
Thank you.
It's different. It's very different. That makes it fun.
To me, it's easy. Like I don't think it was like really didn't think it was legitimate because it was just easy.
Too easy.
And then I'm going, oh well, I mean, that's what I get. So it's fun. It's fun.
Wow. Yeah.
I'd be happy to do one for you, Mark. Just let me know.
There you go. There you go. So I have 2 shows tomorrow. I have an early morning show with a lady that is has opened up her own little shop, the Mystic's Cupboard. And then I have a show with Heather from Indigo Chrysalis Tarot. And Saturday, everyone is invited over to the Illumination Portal. We're going to be on there for 4 hours, and nobody expects anybody to stay that long. And we are doing meditation and how to uplift the planet, how to uplift the vibration. We're going to have a little bit of music going on and some crystal bowls and some other things. So if you have some time and you want to, talk to us online, you can, or just come by the chat and say hi. We'd love it. We'd love it. So it's on my community page if you're interested, and tell you a little bit more about it. So yeah, very good. Good, Ivana. I'm glad. And hello to others that have come in, Seascape and Blessed 1111, Gina and Karen. Karen has a question, Thayer.
I can do a painting for people and animals, and the vibrational effect should be healing or should affect you as you have it on your wall. The healing, I don't, you're saying heal. I don't know if my paintings are necessarily healing, but they certainly do talk and vibrate for you. So that's always my intention. Give me an email and we can have a chat about what you really need and see if I can make it happen for you.
All right. Thanks for the question, Karen. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you. So we're here to take some questions for you. I'm going to take 10 right now, and then we'll see how far we can get with that. And so Karen said, so you put the healing energy into the painting and they heal them by looking at and absorbing it. Is that a good explanation?
Well, the heal is, if you ask me to do an intention with a healing, we can talk about that with a picture. Usually my intent of the painting is to read your vibrational color and read the patterns, and the painting hanging on the wall should talk to you and should reflect your energy. I have to be like the doctor. I do not guarantee any healing, but, again, give me an email and we can have a chat about it, and see what you really need. And then I'll see what I can do. But color is healing. Color, in a lot of near-death experiences and all realms of life, color vibration does have a healing property. It does affect the senses. It does affect the energetic body. And a lot of healing people have when they bring in certain colors for certain ailments or certain parts of their body. So, color can be very healing. And we just would have to put that into the intention and see what happens.
Okay, very good. So Tony Stokes said to share on how to go into the Illumination portal for iPad users who can't get the community page, and I did here. There's her channel. It's Illumination Portal's channel. So there you go. Or put Illumination Portal into the YouTube search, and it is Valerie Bradshaw's channel. Okay. All right. So I got some questions already here. So let me pull one up for everybody. All right. Nancy Riker wonders if she can get a message from her dad, Homer.
I'm seeing a very happy man, a man that had a good sense of humor, and who enjoyed his life very much. He loved his family, and he still loves his family. I'm getting a sense that he's in heaven and he's sending love, and he enjoys the love and the connection with family in spirit and off of spirit. I'm hearing a message that he says, be careful with the business dealings you're in, and check twice before you sign any papers. Mm-hmm.
I was just getting image after image after image of flowers, spring flowers that come from bulbs, daffodils and tulips, and even the bulbs that you force inside. There's one like amaryllis, and then like narcissus. For some reason, it's okay. So what's the message, Homer? It's your time to bloom. It's a new season. He's kind of saying it's your time, and it's your time to blossom. There we go. So he's sending all these flowers and encouraging you to just do your thing. It's your time.
Awesome.
I'm not really getting a message yet. It's taking time, but I definitely feel a lot of love. I am definitely kind of feeling a real cloud. If I could describe it, it would be pink love for you.
Wow.
Yeah. I just see him watching over you. And then I drew some cards. It's interesting. They're all wands. So, wands, they're the element of fire. They also are like the spiritual body, or that of the four bodies. It represents the spirit. And so that makes me think they're like spiritual messages. But, so you get the two of wands. I feel like he's watching you. He's looking at you, trying to figure out how you best fit in, even maybe looking at a new job or a new avenue to express yourself. This is Nancy. Yeah. So I can see him watching you. It's like you've done some study, you've done some work, and now you're looking to see how that best fits in here a little bit. And this Knight of Wands, I'm just hearing him say, "Go for it, go for it. Follow your inspiration and your dreams." I feel like you're looking to maybe start something a little new. Maybe not. You can let me know, Nancy. And then I also, this Ten of Wands, I'm just seeing what he wants to say about it. It feels like he's saying, don't carry everything on your shoulders. Let others assist you. You don't have to do everything yourself, even though sometimes you feel like if I don't do it, nobody will, kind of thing. He goes, allow spirit, your guides, me to assist you. Go ahead and allow us in to help you. That's what I'm hearing.
Excellent. So I got a very interesting message, and it's some new energy cards that I got, Oracle energy cards, and it's number 32, which is kinship. And there are people sitting, by the fire, and they're all, I don't know, making s'mores or having fun or whatever. But the message is your group, community. I'm sensing your father is saying, I'm so glad you found your people. You found your community. And so that's what I'm getting here for you.
I'm getting a sense that he had a great sense of family. He had a great sense of being together. Mm-hmm. And I see on the chat that you thought he might be one of your guides. I think he's really just somebody like what Joan said, the love, the caring, that he is one of your guides because he's always with you. And the same love that you had with him on earth, or even more, that it's always there. You can always rely on it and ask him for help and support because he's always there. Which goes with the image of Allie's card. And I feel like he liked to cook.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Juno has a poll. The 21 Dove Spirit, be at peace. How beautiful and powerful is your compassionate heart. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so I've got Terry Ortega, who would like to know the anniversary of her mother-in-law's passing is tomorrow. And then she tells us her name was Esperanza. Oops, sorry.
I'm seeing a very happy woman, a woman who is was always very loving and very caring and very giving to everybody around her. I think she had her passing wasn't that easy and sort of drained some of that chi out of her. But I'm seeing a woman holding a lot of flowers or a lot of food, a lot of life, and just offering it to the world, saying that she's very happy, very vibrant. I'm seeing very vibrant colors. And sort of like a flower girl, that she's spreading this out before you, saying all will be well for you. Just keep walking your path. I don't want that to be Hallmark Hall of Fame kind of stuff. But she's moving you forward, like that. Oh, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I'm still with you. You're going to be fine.
That is so amazing, Thayer, because when I tapped into Terry's energy and Esperanza came forward, she was holding this massive amount of flowers,
Yeah.
almost obscuring her face, and they were just frothy white, mostly white, just frothy, almost like a whole sheaf of baby's breath. And I think the baby's breath means something. But she is just such a loving energy. I can tell that she was a hard worker. She loved her family. And I feel like these white flowers are like a gift to Terry, and just saying how much she loves your energy, what a hard worker you are, that you are just supporting your family so much, and that you need to take care of yourself a little bit and enjoy flowers, enjoy a little bit of sunshine in your life.
Awesome.
Right away when I tapped in, I heard her call you her daughter-in-love instead of daughter-in-law. So she was sending you great love that way. And then I got a feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I couldn't really decide, is this heart chakra or solar plexus chakra lighting up, or is this, it kind of felt like maybe she had digestive problems or something in her stomach area, abdomen, that might have been a problem. And then my third eye chakra lit up, and I got the thought that she is very happy that you are looking into spiritual things because she feels like you have the vision. And then I pulled a bird card for you, the feathers, and got the owl. And the meaning is your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom.
Awesome.
Yeah. I hope that is helpful.
Mr. Mark?
Well, I just hear, mostly what I keep getting is her saying how grateful she is to you, and I'm assuming her son, that this partnership happened, and that she always liked you and stuff like that, but she even appreciates you even more from the other side. It's like, oh my goodness, I can even see more clearly what a blessing it is that, you joined in our family, and that this was a blessing for us all, and like you're saying, she wants to give you, she's showing gratitude and gratefulness. That's probably like those flowers and stuff. And also saying, give yourself more credit, she's saying, because you do much more good than you kind of give yourself credit for, I think she's saying. And she sees that really clearly from this side. But just sending you lots of love and blessings. She also thinks, I just keep hearing her talk about the partnership and how that it was a blessing. And all partnerships have up and downs and stuff like that. But I just feel like she's saying it was such a, like it was meant to be. I think she's talking about you, your partnership there.
The partnership.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I got a little bit of a message here for you too. And one of it, whenever you're feeling like you're on an uncharted sea, look at the emotions here, but you'll notice that the bird is sitting very carefully on the edge of that boat. So she says, when you have that, she said, and look at this, hidden emotions, because water is emotions. So if there are hidden emotions, turn to the mental clarity that you have, which is given by the wisdom of the Magi. And just gorgeous. And I don't know if you know the story, The Gift of the Magi. It's kind of a Christmas story, but it's about really love between a husband and a wife. And so I'm think that's why this has come up. It's trying to bring in the fact that she recognizes you as a very special couple. So,
and I'm also getting, I don't know if this is literal, a pregnancy, a gift, an animal, some energies is sort of in front of you to bring in to that symbolizes both of you, or something about the relationship, like the gift of the Magi, or something that you both are going to share. I don't know how old you are, whether you're, but something very special like that.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question, Terry.
Yeah.
Allie, I have to say one more thing to the question before. Nancy, I think was her name.
Nancy, yeah, Riker, yeah.
Yeah, because now her dad's bugging me, and I just have to.
He
said, "You
didn't want to leave. He wasn't ready to leave.
You didn't say it clear enough." And I'm going, "Okay, well, let me try again." But he's just insisting, Nancy, that he's whispering something in your ear about. I don't know if you're thinking about a project or something, like some form of expression that maybe is occurring to you, or an artistic thing, something like that. But he's saying there's some action, some project that he's kind of encouraging you on. And, I can see him like right there with you.
Awesome.
Doing it. So just, if that makes any sense, pay attention. Okay.
Double check contracts, double check agreements.
Okay. All right. So this is just a question that Craig has. He has a very busy life with his spirit guide. And so I'm thinking that's why he's asking this question. Can we heal someone on the other side? It's an interesting question. And I wonder what you gals and guys think about this.
I get no right away.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's interfering with their own lessons or something. Maybe.
Well, I kind of feel like you go back to neutral almost. And so you don't go on the other side with illness.
Right.
You might still have lessons to learn as a soul and stuff, but I don't think it comes across as, and what the heck do I know? That's just my feeling. It doesn't come across as illness, I don't think. I feel like you do have to, your soul is I keep seeing you kind of go to class or something once you pass over, and there's things you need to look at and reconfigure stuff. But I don't know. I don't see it like, oh, I'm going to heal this spirit with heal. Somehow I don't get that, but
Okay.
Go ahead, Terry.
I'm getting something a little bit different. I'm hearing there's ancestral healing, but that is where the ancestral healing is really you being healed. That whatever residue of ancestral stuff is coming into you, that you can heal yourself. But I'm also reminded by the Spirit saying, remember, forgiveness is healing too. So maybe forgiveness for somebody on the other side.
Yeah, I think there are things we can do here that can have an effect on the other side, but so I'll tell you a story. And this was after my mom died, and we were trying to sell her house. And it was built by my great-grandfather in the 1890s, which is old for Minnesota. And it wouldn't sell and wouldn't sell. So we got in a psychic to kind of go through it. And I thought she was good, and she cleared the place, still wouldn't sell. So we upped the game a little bit and got another wonderful psychic who knew the family a little bit. And she went in and said, oh, it's because a certain family member kind of was stuck there and was very afraid to cross over. Anyhow, she cleared it. And then through that, like really good psychic medium, she kept getting messages from numbers of people in the family saying, oh, you have no idea how doing that crossing that spirit over made a huge difference to many people on the other side. So there was a healing on the other side by getting that relative to crossover, and then of course the host. So that was
so maybe the word is depends, because my pendulum, it just kind of didn't go anywhere. It just was like, I can't give you an answer because it's not yes or no. That's kind of what I got out of that.
Yeah.
Well, we live in a world of duality, and our lives are filled with obstacles and problems and emotions and things to make a positive out of a negative. On the other side, it is my understanding that there's very little duality, that you become part of the one energy.
Yeah.
So the healing, I mean, we're a soul that inhibits physical bodies to learn, and then we go back to source. So I think we can heal somebody on the other side by healing ourselves, because that creates more love and more positive energy to go into the all. And quantum physics healing that's a completely different kind of method for doing past life healing to help heal your life here. So from what I hear, there's a lot of unconditional love on the other side, and so the healing might be in a different form. But the more forgiveness is a way to take a negative feeling, a negative energy, and move it into a more higher vibration energy, or more positive energy. And by doing that, we're healing ourselves, and therefore we're healing and giving more energy to the all. It's kind of like being an earthworm.
I like the idea about the ancestral too, because we're really dealing with, and we're seeing a lot more of that than we were in the past, that it can go up and down the line, so to speak. And so, yeah, it was a good question. Certainly interesting to ponder. Thank you very much.
Well, and also, if something is not healed in one lifetime, it will keep repeating itself until it is transformed from a negative into a positive. And that's where the ancestral comes from. Where souls will volunteer to set up a matrix so this particular situation can be healed. And sometimes they can, and sometimes they're just put that way. Be an interesting question for Sterling.
Oh, that's very true.
I also feel like that each spark, which each one of us is one of the sparks from source, it's up to each spark to realize fully who it is. And I think we each go through that process, and you learn some, and then you go to the other side and you go, oh, ooh, maybe I could have done that different. So I just think it's up to each one of us to kind of figure it out on our own. Now, of course, you can get assistance and help and everything, but ultimately you are choosing it, I think. It's up to each one of us.
Okay. All right. So the next one we have is Linda B. Wonders if she could get a message from Spirit.
I have a question. Linda B, or anyone else in the chat, are you thinking about writing a book? Are you an author?
I'll monitor and see what she says. Linda B, are you an author? Are you writing a book or thinking about it?
I'd love to know that.
Or a printmaker.
When I look at you, Linda, I get the color green. like the lush green of spring that you would see in a river, where there's a lot of water and a lot of those beautiful reeds and weeping willows, that rich sort of green from very fertile soil. So the something is very fertile and ready to grow, or is growing. Perhaps it's an idea or a relationship with yourself. Green also represents the heart chakra, but I'm getting more like I'm seeing cows eating and defecating and having that wonderful cycle of growth, because of course you put cow poop on your garden. But that wind in the willows kind of imagery. So whatever you're doing or whatever you're going to do, you don't have to do much, because everything's all set and ready for something, your ideas and who you are, or a new form to grow.
Well, I was seeing what looked like a woodblock print of a scene from kind of like Dickens era England, with the cobblestone streets and the man with the cape and the tall silk hat, and a team of horses pulling a black carriage. And I wasn't quite sure what this was all about, but then when I zoom out, it looked like it was an illustration. So either like a book illustration, and then something else, a completely different kind of picture showed up with southwestern, like a southwestern theme. And it doesn't really matter what it was, I don't think, but it was something different. And again, zoomed out, and it was an illustration for a story or a book. So, and this was before, at least I got the first one before Terri asked about the book. But it's maybe there's something there. If you're thinking about a period of that really draws you in, and want to literally work on illustrations or a story, it seems like the time might be ripe for something like that.
And
Definitely in general, working on the creativity.
I got a message before we started, a message for an author, and I thought maybe for some reason
Maybe it was her. Okay.
Felt it might be her.
All right. Well, she didn't answer. I guess she may not be here anymore. I don't know. But is anybody else in the chat that's thinking about writing a book or is writing a book? Let Terri know, and we'll get you the answer. Did you go, Mark?
No.
Okay.
Well, this is what I hear, Linda, that they want to tell you you're doing a good job fighting off kind of negative thoughts. This is the King of Wands, and I mean King of Swords. What am I saying? King of Wands. King of Swords, and see, he's up there flying above everything. He's ready to just cut it down, because he says, Spirit says, like most of us, our thoughts, this is the Eight of Swords, our thoughts can kind of put us in a little trap and tie us up and trap us. And so he's saying, or it's saying, congratulations on cutting some of these false thoughts away. And he said to continue to do that, because then you're going to bring on this celebration, more love, by replacing thoughts that don't serve you with thoughts that do. And that's something, we all have to do all the time. And then he's also saying it's time you can make a wish for what you want.
Excellent. All right. So, Terri, Tony Stokes wanted a message from her grandmother, but she is writing a book. So I'm going to put her in before I put anybody else in, just because of that connection. I don't know if that's what Grandma wants to talk about or not. So.
Let me try to tap into her, and then I'll give the message. Okay. See if there's more.
Yeah, Karen writes scripts, and Andrea's writing a book, but I don't.
Oh, you know what? why don't I just read the message, and whoever
All right.
gets,
Yep.
whoever it appeals to picks it up.
There you
There's
go.
lots of writers in the chat.
Yeah.
So I was doing Mark's Jesus meditation before the show,
Oh,
and I was really, it was very great. It was great. But then as I was kind of getting ready to come upstairs and do something else, then I just suddenly got this message, and they basically like, write it down. And they said, there's a writer in the audience. Stop being afraid of the shadow side. All of you is valuable. Your message is needed. So stop worrying about what you're writing about might seem dark. It's part of the message. It's part of you. It's worth everyone's hearing.
It's worth everyone's hearing. Wonderful. So whoever is listening, then
Terry, that's not for you. Yeah.
It could be, but I'm not. I want to write a book someday, but I don't know about what.
I keep hearing message.
Tony
Message.
says it resonates with her. Tony said it resonates with her. So
Good.
And M. Steve is keeping a journal of all the readings on these channels, and he says maybe I'll write a book someday. So awesome.
Cool.
All right. All right.
Well, more than one person can take value from that message,
absolutely,
and apply it if they resonate with it. That's a great message.
Look at this. It can't be me. I wrote about slaughterhouses and dementia and death. Yes, I know you.
Your house. Yeah.
So glad I missed that book, but
aren't they called an abattoir? Isn't that what abattoir? An abattoir is a slaughterhouse. Yeah. All right. Ugh. So let's get back to Tony's question about her grandmother. All right.
Tony.
And I'll go back to the ones that were before Tony's, so don't worry. I've got other people that I'll go back to.
I'm getting that the message that Terry had is the message that the grandmother has for Tony. To, release resistance, let things flow through you, move forward and have some fun. And I'm getting an image of water running down a stream, very much like that stream in the last one, where things flow, and as you let things go, lots of things are going to grow from that.
Yeah, she said she resonated with Terry's message too. Tony did.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
I'm not getting a lot. I'm just getting a lot of love, and then the top of my head hurts. So I don't know if that relates to anything that she was going through or not. But there's a lot of love there. And then I had another image that I just can't quite make sense of yet. So I think I'm going to pass and see if it comes up and clarifies. I'll maybe jump in later.
I got this card and it's lovely. Look at this. It's a hand coming down from heaven, and it's a handful of like a crystal there touching you. But look, it says partnerships, contracts, and commitment. So my feeling is that what you're doing is going to bring you those things, and she's got a hand in it. She's putting her hand into it and letting you know that she's with you with this reading. Wow. That's an amazing one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to go. I don't know. I don't like these cards, and I'm going to pass on this one.
That's okay. That's okay.
I just get one little teeny more thing, and I'm seeing like a sphere, and it kind of looks like metal, but it opens up, and inside it is a little world. And I get the feeling that by writing, you're almost creating your own universe, and
Ooh.
that is part of that flow that Thayer talked about, the flow. Let it flow into that universe.
Yep.
And
you're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I was seeing cleared up into seeing someone who looked a little bohemian, I think, and a little bit like she was outside and wearing, not really hippie style, but kind of earlier than that, but a unique style of dress, and just enjoyed being outside. I don't know if she was camping or at a campfire or something like that, but someone who had her own, march to her own tune.
March to her own drummer. Yep.
Yes.
And I agree with you here, Steve, that it is, we have to say that it's already done. We have to put that energy out, not that it's going to happen in the future. I agree with you, because that's the energy we need to express, because we can't wait till out there. Thank you for reminding me. All right, Sue Ann Trench would like to know if her son, I think it's Fee, or I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be Phil, I don't know, but did he get a visitation from his brother Colin?
Sue Ann Trench.
Oh, it's Phil. Okay.
Well, I hear yes right away, like that. Sometimes you just read a question and you get yes or no immediately just by reading it. And that's like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes I get that.
I'm getting that they play together and that they hang out, and the brother is always there, sort of shadowing. He might have left his body, but his energy is still around. So the visitation is sort of ongoing, and whether the person can pick it up or be receptive, that energy is always there. And he sort of nudges him here and there. But I get that they have fun. I see two kids playing and goofing around, hiding under the bed, or doing things together, like an imaginary friend almost.
Mm-hmm. So here's one of those cards that Mark liked last week, the yes and no cards. This one's faux show. Faux show, baby. Faux show.
I love that.
I know.
Mm.
Mine was just about as brief. I tuned in and I just heard the words calling, 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 and my throat chakra lit up. And then I looked at the question again to make sure I had the names right and saw Colin. Well, calling. So you might be kind of playing a version of Marco Polo going, Colin, Colin, Colin.
I get you. That's good. That's good.
I see a vision. I see a lot of love in this vision, but a lot of playfulness. I see like Suzanne right kind of in the middle, both brothers on the side. One, of course, is in spirit, one's there. But I see them playing with each other in such a way that you're kind of in the middle and you're getting part of it. That they're in the energy that they're throwing to each other, and they look like young adults, not young adult men, more than teens. And
Right.
I just see a whole lot of love, and that Phil is having a great time playing with both of you, and just sending a lot of love. Very, very lighthearted.
That's awesome.
And I hear family unit.
Mm-hmm.
The energy from Colin is just part of the energy of the family, so it wouldn't feel any different.
Yep.
Did you go, Joan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I just want to add a little bit besides just yes. I heard a lot like what Thayer was saying. Thayer was saying that it's ongoing. It wasn't just he's been visiting ongoing, and he been around him quite a bit, and there's that playful energy, and I feel like like playing games from the other side to get his brother's attention, kind of things. Like, the lovers comes up, but this brotherly love and like how that they were like this team kind of. And he wants to still mess around with his brother, and kind of like when they were kids, but teasing and playing. And, also that family card comes up that there was also talking about. But I also feel like he's saying to me that he was greeted by members of the family on the other side. And some of that family energy is there with him. And so he kind of brings messages from them as well, not just him. But I think he's going to continue to mess around with Phil, here's an ace of swords, but sending messages, So I think you're going to kind of communicate with your brother a little bit. And then also the ace of pentacles. So experiencing his energy on the physical plane, so I wouldn't be surprised if your son says, "Hey, Mom, I heard from him again," or something, like that. It's kind of ongoing, and it's and he feels like it's a fun game and it's a fun thing to do and play on the other side.
I got the shenanigans have just begun.
I feel his job was to become an energy form to support the energy dynamics of the family. That he left his body to become an energy form, sort of just to be there. That was part of his job and his agreement with the family unit.
Wow. All right. Thank you for the question. Blessed 1111 wonders if we might have a message from her friend Robin, and I'm assuming Robin is on the other side, unless I hear differently. Yes, it is wonderful to know, Sue-Ann, that they will stay connected. Yeah, I agree with you. Hi, Manasa. Hi, Julie P. And thank you all for being here. Oh.
I keep hearing the word tender, 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 and my heart just is kind of filled with love, but kind of that love that you're kind of overwhelmed and almost want to cry. I think Robin's higher self, I think that's who I'm talking to, is extending just very tender feelings towards you. Very tender, very like, almost like she's treating you like a baby, like just, oh, and extending that kind of love towards you. I hope that makes sense.
Awesome.
I'm getting somebody who was very domestic in a way. She was had a lot of time in the home. I'm getting sewing or cloth, cooking in a kitchen, very much into the home life, a very motherly type of, a young energy, but a very motherly aware energy. Like she would make you something special for your birthday. She would make you a card, that kind of thing. And I'm seeing birds, and I thought, well, am I seeing birds because of her name? But I keep seeing the image of birds flying around and feeding and enjoying themselves. So I'm going to translate that into somebody who's very happy and light and busy, like she was busy on earth. She's busy in heaven and enjoys moving around. and the music and the tone and the vibration of birds.
Well, I was taking a while too because I thought, with my bird thing and her name, I thought that I was just being distracted by that. But what I saw at first was a little robin, a little fledgling, and then I saw a mother robin watching over it. And because this took a while, and even though this isn't a very detailed vision, I think the message is it took her a while to get her sea legs on the other side, and so she was new at it. But now she's the mother robin, and you're the fledgling, and she's looking out for you and helping you understand these more spiritual matters. And it's very, very happy that you're interested in pursuing these things. And just like a fledgling robin, the parent robin is up in the trees watching and not interfering unless necessary, and will be ready to swoop down and make a fuss if there's any danger. So she's definitely watching over you, and very happy that you're thinking about her and thinking about things of a spiritual nature.
Okay, well, it's weird, but
I know is this real?
yeah, every time I say that, but you know, I feel like she's talking to me a little bit about her life here on Earth before she crossed a little bit, and I do get that, you know, kind of what Joan was just saying about taking a little bit to get her sea legs or whatever. She did have to do quite a bit of, you know, those classes I keep talking about, where she had to go and look at a bunch of stuff and figure out stuff. Because I feel like on some level, you know, her death was, you know, not great. Not that anybody's is, but this seems particularly like tragic in some way. And of course, I don't know her, but I feel like in her life, she had a lot of back and forth with male energy, like, and kind of trouble with relationship and love relationships, and maybe with men. I don't know if that's true, but it ended up a lot of her time was spent worrying and fretting, and I don't know. Then it just all kind of ended in that weird Ten of Swords to cross over. But what I get, she says, after all that work, I've been working over here, and now I'm finally feel like I'm much more in the driver's seat.
Wow.
And this is the Chariot, but that I'm more, what is it? Empowered without someone else. You know, I can empower myself and be one, you know, the pilot and everything.
Yep.
Well, that's an unusual message I wasn't expecting. So if that really,
I'd like to hear about this woman. If any of the feedback, blessed 1111, if you're out there, just something curious about her. And see if you can see if anything we're saying.
Here, yeah. If you're still here.
If it resonates.
I got the Archangel Phanuel, and I get the same message as Mark. It's like hope and optimism and new beginnings since she went over and went through all that. That's what I got too. In other words, you know, if you ever watch that movie Defending Your Life,
you
go through those classes and you know, you do all that work, and then you can move up, you know. So
is that the movie with Meryl Streep?
Yeah,
it is.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember.
That's when you can go to heaven and you can eat whatever you want without gaining weight.
You don't.
Meryl Streep goes, in that case, I'll have fettuccine Alfredo. They bring out this gigantic bowl of fettuccine Alfredo, and I'm going, oh, I can't wait to get to heaven.
I want an eclair that's about this big. That's what I want. One of those wonderful eclairs. Yeah. I know my mother's eating them. She loved them.
Right. I know.
All right. So blessed, if you're still here, let us know. We have about 4 questions left. So I want you folks to know that I've got Colleen, Noelle, Pierrette, and Kelly's questions coming up. All right. So we have Colleen.
Okay.
Questions from her guide. I'm sorry, messages from her guide. Look at the little doggy. That's cute.
She was an amazing lady. She suffered for several years, and she was a vice president in high school. A blessed said.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh.
Anything about the bird reference? Anyway, okay.
Yeah, that's that suffering thing I was picking up on there. You know, that there was a struggling there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hi, ladies. Why, thank you. I'm glad you see me for who I am. Any messages from my guides? Thank you.
My husband had long hair in a ponytail, and we've gone into a restaurant so many times, and the waitress will come over and say, "How you doing today, ladies?" And so I'm used to that myself. She had cancer, and she was a mother and would always have the birthday dinners at her house, but she was always sick with cancer.
Oh,
okay.
That's sad.
Well, I'm glad she's doing better on the other side. So,
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
The comments, milk in a glass bottle and a 1950s hamburger. That's what he wants on the other side.
Oh, that reminds me of that other movie. God, that Stephen King's movie when the guy was 1963, and he lives in Maine, and he has a diner, and he goes back into the back of the diner and goes out and buys his meat in 1963, and everybody's commenting about how wonderful the hamburgers are because, of course, they were made much differently than
Soil and Green.
Yeah. Will we lose somebody?
We lost Terri.
Oh, she'll be back.
She has iffy internet, so she'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back.
In the meantime, I just got a little message from your guide, Colleen. Do you remember those toys that had a propeller on the top and it was like a straight stick, and you go like this with your hands and they'd zoom right up? And so the message was, it's in your hands. It's time. It's time to lift off. But it's in your hands. Whatever this project is, or this period of life, or this change or challenge, or whatever, you can do it. And it's going to go. It's going to go nowhere but up. But it's all in your hands. Just rub them together.
And I got something very similar, Joan. I got the steering wheel,
okay,
which you have to use your hands for, and it says you're in the driver's seat. Yes, you're in the driver's seat, so it is all in your hands. Wow, I love that.
I don't know if you're thinking about buying or selling a house or doing a move, but I'm getting a real estate or something in that genre. That there's a big decision or a big move or a big change coming up. And I guess with the other messages that this is something you can handle and move through, and the result will be very positive. Again, I don't know if it's a literal real estate, but I'm getting something big like that. When you move and sell your house, that's a big change.
Yep.
So I'm not well versed enough to know whether it's a literal or symbolic, but I'm getting that you will be all the better for it, my dear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I just drew a quick card here for you, and then I didn't like it, and I put it back in the deck and shuffled, and then it came out again. So.
Oh my.
Yes. It don't matter if I like it or not. It's the one you're getting. So no, but it's it's again that it can sometimes be a burden card, and so or trying to do everything on your own. So I'm getting to
Ask for help.
Delegate, let go of stuff, and don't take all the responsibility on yourself, the message seems to be. And you know if you're doing that or not. So, let that go a little bit more. This isn't necessarily a bad card because all of these things are things you've done and worked for and accomplished, but maybe you're just carrying it around. You can put some of it down. You don't have to carry it all the time. Or maybe a couple of these somebody else can take care of now, stuff like that.
And it is in there. The card is in that person's hands.
Yeah.
The ones are in their hands, and so they can just let it go too, right? Yeah.
Or put propellers on them and go like this, and there they go.
Well, and moving through it and sort of doing that, the result will be positive.
Yep.
So, whatever big move or big thing that you're thinking about, because that could also symbolize something big, something that needs to change. So, hey,
welcome back.
Sometimes too, we just try too hard, and it's just like, okay, let go of the trying, just allow instead of try to make it. So you just have to breathe.
Just breathe. All right, we'll move on to Noelle's question. Does her spirit team have any messages for her?
Epiphany Noelle.
Whatever ritual or thinking you're doing in terms of God or spirit or the church or expanding your awareness, to keep moving with that I feel like I'm getting a feeling of tinkering, of thinking, of sort of doing preliminary drawings in the religious, spiritual way of thinking. And they're saying, keep tinkering, keep building, keep moving, because your vision is unique and your way of looking at the world is valuable and unique. And I don't know whether this would be advice by friends, something you're doing in business or something you're doing for yourself. But I'm getting, a structure of those sort of beautiful Christmas decorations of little tiny stars hanging from a ceiling. I'm seeing the Episcopal church that I grew up in, beautiful stone church, beautiful archways, energy moving up. So there's some vein of spiritual, energetic love energy that's moving through you. So I would open up and keep moving in that direction.
Good.
I was right away getting something that looked green, sort of like the green economy, the green. I was expecting it to turn into a vegetable or a plant or something, but it was just saying green. And then I saw some sort of machine. I couldn't decipher what it was, but it was like some sort of manufacturing thing. And then that morphed into bees doing the same work. So it's like taking something and reimagining it in a more natural way. Or maybe bees mean something to you. They're just very hard at work making their honey in the hive, is what I'm seeing. So I'm very sorry that this is kind of vague, but it's something to do with nature and making changes to maybe make that part of your either interests or vocation or avocation, about doing something that enhances the environment and turning it into a business or a hobby.
As you're saying, I'm hearing alignment, that you're going to be aligned with the purity and the love of nature and the love of God. that whatever you're doing is going to be elevated and connected to a higher vibration. Does that sound? I don't know, but that.
And I know I read for Epiphany, but my mind just goes vroom, vroom, and so I don't have any memory of what we talked about, so I wasn't pulling on that. Excuse me, please.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
I get here, speak your truth, and enjoy your beautiful uncaging. It's the uncaging of the heart, and once you speak your truth and what you believe, you have the key to heart-centered work. Mark doesn't like his hair.
Sure. Yeah, because I realized it looked like I just had my finger in a socket or something. What the
No,
heck?
you had it was a bird's nest.
Okay, here's a few cards I drew for you with Spirit's help. You know, it says that you're a hard worker. You're out there working for the world, making a positive difference in the world. And I really get, Spirit says, yeah, we're proud of you and you're working hard. You might work a little too hard because it wants to remind you, don't forget to lay down and recharge from time to time. Don't just go and go and go and go, you know, because we all got to recharge from time to time. So that is a reminder coming up. And because they say once you recharge and you fill up all your cups, here's the 10 of cups, you know, you're filling them all up, getting you some new energy. So what then? You go back into magician mode and start creating magic again, you know. So just remember how important it is to always take care of yourself. You know, that could just be something simple, but just don't leave yourself out because you'll get more work done in the end.
And you are divinely aligned. Whatever you're doing is divinely aligned and divinely guided. And to ask for the divine to come in and help you and inspire you, because your path is in sync with the divine.
Sorry, one more thought. The bees could also mean community, working with others.
That's true. Worker bees. Yeah.
Finding your herd.
Well, and the matrix of nature and the matrix. Yeah. So I think the bees are they're magical.
They are.
They're magical. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it's that world card too. That little kitty cat was dancing with their little wands in the middle of the world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's that project with nature. I think that's what that's talking about there. And it gave me goosebumps just then. That's cool.
You'll get your messages through meditation and rest or walking to open up and listen to the divine advise you on what you're doing in your project and your direction on where to go.
Okay. All right. We have two more. And so here, and Terry isn't coming back. She just can't get the connection. So I just wanted you guys to know, but I thank you, Terry, for all you do all the time. Pierrette wants to know any messages to start the month of May. Reminds me of Camelot. It's glad it's gay, the lusty month of May.
That was the first play I ever did, Camelot.
Did you?
Yep.
Julie,
I love that musical. Ooh.
I know. Yes.
I played King Pellinor. He's not very big in the movie, but he's bigger in the play.
Oh. Okay.
Let's see here. Month of May.
I'm getting keep your focus on your purpose and on where you want to move forward. You know, keep going back to what you want to do and not to get too distracted with what's going on. And that there's some sort of project or something that you're going to be trying to accomplish either in May or through the spring or summer. And if you keep your focus on yourself, the chess game will move forward, and not to get distracted by a juggler or a musician or something fun that might spread an illusion for you where it might be easier, and no, the illusion is an illusion and keep moving forward.
I kind of saw you strewing the flowers, the Mayflowers all over the place, and just celebrating the new season and the joy of rebirth and everything of the season. But then my attention was drawn to the trees and how, yes, it's a wonderful new season with new opportunities, but you have to remain grounded, to be firm yet flexible enough to hang on in this tumultuous time, because there's all kinds of stuff that's happening in the world right now. So to embody those two qualities, the joy of the new season, perceiving new opportunities coming, being flexible and yet grounded and firm. And when I drew a card for you, it was the Osprey, meaning your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. And Osprey is also a hawk with great eyes. So there's some vision and perception there for you too.
Awesome. I got the horse card, and the horse is freedom and determination, and strength. And look I pulled a feather, and you just pulled a feather. This is the presence of an angel. You may look out for feathers. I'm really feeling that, especially with Joan pulling a feather card as well. So that's what I got.
Well, I just feel like May is going to be like new work coming in. Just new opportunities and like I just keep hearing work. So because you get the Knight of Cups, and that's, a lovely opportunity perhaps coming your way. But also I'm getting like this Queen of Swords and King of Wands. So both of those seem to be talking about work coming in, or you're not a lawyer, are you? Or like new cases or new jobs. I don't know if you work, job by job like that, but it looks like a new influx of work coming in. That's what I'm hearing.
Cool.
We'll see.
Okay. I just got to share. Karen Robinson said her dad was the background extra in the Camelot film.
I know. I'm reading that. I can't believe it.
Yes. I can imagine Richard Harris flirting with you. Look at that.
And Franco Nero was so handsome. He was handsome.
Yeah. I remember listening to that record when I was a kid. I loved it.
My mother played it constantly.
Camelot? Yeah.
I love it too.
With the Richard Burton, though. Yeah. It was Richard Burton and Robert Goulet, right?
Yeah. In the
All
stage.
right, we got the last one. And for our friend Kelly, she wonders if we have any messages from her dad, Gary.
Hi, Kelly.
Oh, and your dog had something to say.
Yeah, they're saying, isn't it close to dinner, Dad?
Karen, you're funny.
Me too, Karen.
Oh, that's funny.
Those eyes he had were so beautiful. I know. We're almost done.
He's there soothing you. He's really happy that you've found ways to kind of find a better place, emotionally or whatever. And he's like petting your hair, and it's then petting the back of your head and soothing you, and then it turns into, well, obviously cats, like when you brush the cat and you get down toward the base of their tail and they're like, oh, and it just feels really good. So there may be times when you can just sort of relax and feel like someone's just petting you just right, and the back of your head and your hair, and he's just kind of taking you into his chest and letting you kind of purr there. And he's just really proud of the work you've done and the progress you've made. And now I'm seeing in the network you've created out of love. It's like this huge, huge net. You've cast this net of love, and you're pulling in the rewards.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I'm seeing that you're a lot like him. You kind of look like him. You have some of the same characteristics that he did. I'm seeing him outside with some boots on. I think he's smoking a cigarette, or he's just outside. He had a sense of humor, but it sometimes would go wrong, the sense of humor. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he kind of moved into a place where he was kind of stuck and he didn't know how to get out of there. And very much in Joan's message that you're opening doors. He kind of, I see him sort of in a spot where he didn't quite know how to get himself out of it, and he kind of just sort of dug in. But you learned how to open doors and let new light in. And he's going, wow, this is great. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy this, and good for you. But I feel like in a heart way or some sort of family way, you share the same sense of humor, or there's something that you share together. He says, I wasn't always such a nice guy, but we did have a lot in common. And keep opening those doors. And, like the gray, I'm seeing like a gray, snowy day, and you kind of like open up the door and the light of summer comes in.
Wow.
So, I don't know if that's, that's kind of Hallmark Hall of Fame, but he's going, he's going, wow, you did it. You're doing it. And he digs it.
Yeah.
So, I'm seeing a wood pile and an axe and him kind of grumpy cat. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So Kelly, I got the greatest new card that from my new deck, and it's Prophets and Ancient Seers guiding you. But your dad says he helps you with all decisions and predictive guidance. Look at that. I mean, how appropriate is that?
Yeah.
Your gifts that have unfolded, Dad's right there with you. He really likes what you're doing. And look at all the stars. Oh my God. Beautiful. There you are. Wow.
Cool. Yeah, he says, I see you waiting for messages from me and asking for messages. This is the Three of Wands. Sometimes it's, waiting for your ship to come in. But he says, I hear you. I know you're looking for guidance. And he goes, and I'm giving it. But you're not always recognizing it. You're kind of going, no, that's not it. This is the Four of Cups. But I love that lady's face on this card. Like she's so, but, and he's kind of joking. He's doing this in a joking way with you. Dozen cats for me. And then he goes, but I'm giving you, I'm watching you. There's the Ace of Cups. I am communing with you, watching over you, and giving you guidance, kind of like what Thayer was just saying. So don't doubt it, and pay a little closer attention, because I think he's going to make it a little more well-known, like but not on the head a little bit there. But he's kind of joking around a little bit.
I hear that's my girl.
Yeah.
Oh, what a bright light to shine on for the last reading today. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Yep. Thank you so much to my wonderful mediums here, and also to Terri Suzuki for being with us today.
Thank you, Terri. Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Gals.
Terri.
Yeah.